Hi, good morning. I'm looking at the clock and the camera. We're about 40 minutes from noon, so it's still morning. Ha, gotcha. So let's talk. I made a post that I've now taken down that I was gonna re-record I Walked the Line. Let me explain what happened. So, as I was going back through listening to all these songs, there was something off about Walk the Line. And it was at the point when it changed from the key of E to the key of A. Right at the start, I had a very minute amount of being off time. But it was enough that when I went and did the snare drum part, it screwed it up. It wasn't in time, and I couldn't get it in time. Now, here's the problem with GarageBand compared to my old software, Reaper. With Reaper, I was able to fade the audio together, so it sounds like it's just, continuous. With GarageBand, at least on iOS, you can't do it. You might be able to. I haven't looked it up, and if you could, it'd be a very complicated process. So, I was thinking to myself, there's no way I could fix this. I cannot splice the audio, move the portion of the song over to make it more in time, and you wouldn't hear a splice there. Here's the problem with GarageBand. When you do a splice, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. When you have when you have a song, when you're strumming, if you splice it and you move the audio over, sometimes GarageBand will throw this, it's not like a click, but you can notice that it was spliced. So I knew this in the back of my mind, and I was like, I cannot splice this together because it's strumming, and I know what happens when you splice it together. So, I had made a video yesterday that I'm not posting because it was at the end of the day, and when I get home from work, I like to enjoy myself an adult beverage. And let's just say in that video, I just started rambling, and it was all coherent, but I just started rambling, and I was like, this is boring. Like, just editing it was boring. And then I started filling in a bunch of things that I didn't talk about that was like, I should have talked about this. So the video was just, chock-a-block. It was bad. So that's why I'm making this one now. But where I'm going with this, at some point in the video, I was going to give you like a demonstration on what happens when you try to splice a song. And I didn't even try it with Walk the Line. I was going to try it for the video, and I go in and I try it, and it worked. You could not hear the separation from where it was spliced. So I was like, crap. So I've been delaying this album for this long, when in reality I could have just tried it and it would have worked before I made any announcement that I was delaying it longer. I was frustrated. But needless to say, it worked. I re-recorded the snare drum part and just played around with the bass, quantized it, as they say. It's where you line up your notes with other notes. That's my understanding of quantizing. But it worked. I like the sound of it. And I actually recorded one more song that's going on this album. Got to do a few more fine tweaks. I got the album art already done. So we just have to finish up this one song and we're going to release it. But there was one thing I wanted to talk about and wanted to show you. When I'm playing a song that needs to be spliced, for reasons like if I know I can't play the song in its entirety clean, then I purposely add breaks into it. Follow me here. I will add a break into it where I know I can stop the song here, I can record the next part of the song, and when I add it to the software, I can add it to the track in this one spot. You won't hear a splice because it's all continuous. So, for example, when I did I Still Miss Someone, on my short, I said this was the one song holding me up because I couldn't play it cleanly through. I can play it all the way through, just not cleanly. So the part when it transitions from him singing, I guess the verse, when he goes from I Still Miss Someone to How I Never Got Over Those Blue Eyes, you know, two separate parts, I knew, because I had only played the first part, I knew trying to go into the next part, I couldn't do it clean. So I was like, let me record the first part, we'll stop it at this point, record, it might be the chorus, I guess. I don't know strong song structures for his songs, but it'd go into that part, and then it would go into I wonder if she's sorry for leaving me, you know, so on and so forth. But I purposely split it up, and here's how I did it. I would purposely mute it. I would stop playing. So when we go from I Still Miss Someone into the next part, I'm going to exaggerate it, but here's how it went. So you see that stop that I did? That's what I would do. I would stop it at that point. I would I would then record the part that goes. I would do that. Then I'd record the next part that went back to. How does it go? I would record each of those parts separately, and then I would splice it all together. But because I had those breaks in it, you wouldn't hear that break. So after I would splice it all together, get it in time with one another, it would all sound like it's one continuous song that I recorded all at once. Little trickery for you there. All of that to say, I was under the impression I couldn't do that with Walk the Line because it was strumming. It had continuous notes going. Turns out I could. So I did it. We got it recorded. We got that finalized. And now, after this video, I'm going to finish the last song. Well, I'm going to finish editing the last song. I'm going to do one more listen through on the whole album. I've listened to all these songs like 100 times at this point. And it was just Walk the Line. And now it's this one song that I'm just thinking, what could I do better? Does it need changed? All the other songs, I'm like, there's nothing I want to change about this. I like how it sounds. Which, I also just want to say, I want you to remember, I'm just a guy living in an apartment, using GarageBand, using the phone microphone, doing my best to make it sound professional. Does it? I don't know. I like how it sounds. It could sound better, but I don't have the capabilities right now to make it sound better. I do actually know someone here in my city that has a recording studio from my old law firm. It was my attorney's son. So maybe one day I'll do an actual recording, a professional one, just to do it. But I don't know. This is all we get for now. And it works. It works. That's all I'll say. So I'll give you a sneak preview of the last song. And then, yeah, we'll see you in the next one.